Using Todoist and looking to learn how to use labels, you're in the right place. We're going to talk about that today, how to use labels, how labels work in Todoist, and some techniques that you can use when using labels in order to maximize your workflow as well as create custom searches that you can do and custom views of your tasks in Todoist. So stay tuned. Quickly before we get started, if you like this video, please click the like button. It really helps my channel out and helps my channel grow. Speaking of my channel is all about productivity apps, how to use them, how to get the most value out of them. So if you are interested in that, in apps like Todoist, obviously if you're watching this video, Notion, Evernote, Google Docs, Google Sheets, and a variety of other applications, please click that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when I release videos, please click the bell. Thanks. Okay, let's get started. So let's open up. We have two tasks in here in my inbox here in Todoist, and I'm going to open up the first one by clicking on it. It opens it up into the window, and then the easiest way to add a label is to simply click the label button right here. So I'm going to, well, it actually says add label. So I'm going to click that, and then I have a bunch of labels here that are predefined. But let's say I wanted to create one, so I'm going to call this one outline. And you can see that as I type it, because it doesn't exist, it's not label not found, it gives me an option to come down here and create outline. So I'm going to do that. Click that, check it. And it's important to check it because if you don't check it and you just dump out, it won't assign that tag to your task. And we'll close that one out. So that one now has that tag. Okay, so let's come to this one. And we are going to click first draft. And let's say I want to assign this one a label called first draft. And as I start typing, you can see that I actually have one that's existing. I can just simply click it. And now it's assigned to this task. But what if I wanted to create a new task with a tag assigned to it? Well, the easiest way to do that is to simply type it out. So what you can do here is I'm in my add task entry box here. I can just come in and say proofread first draft. And then I can say the at symbol. By pressing the at symbol, that tells Todoist that I want to make a tag or add a tag. It's going to give me a list of all my existing tags, but let's say I want to do a new tag. Let's say I want to have a task that's called proofread. It doesn't find that one, asks me to create it. I do, and then because I'm adding it in line here, it actually you can see it shows it as a tag. And then if I hit add task, now you can see that tag is in there. If I come up here to first draft, this one's also there. If I click on this one's also there. It does look a little different, at least in the web version. When you add it in the line, initially it shows up here. Now I'm going to click off and then click back on to see what happens. And yeah, just as I expected. Because you're using the web, when you use the web client, the web version, the browser version of this, sometimes when you make changes, they don't reflect in the UI right away. So you have to go out to a different view and then come back in. And when you come back in, then you'll see, where the tag should be. The tags were assigned the whole time, but they weren't showing up in the UI. So that's just something to be aware of. So don't panic if you use a wet, assign a tag, a couple of tags, and you see that they're not showing up underneath where they normally would. A lot of times you just have to go out of the view, come back into the view, and then they'll be there. So let's say I wanted to create a task, make revisions, and let's say I wanted to have a couple of different tags here if I hit the right key. So I might have one that's editing, right? And I have a tag for that, so I can actually click it. And let's say I want to have another tag that thing like how long I think it's going to take. So revisions might take me 60 minutes. So I might create a tag called 60 minutes, and that's not there, so I'm going to create it. And I might have another one that's for the project. So maybe this is a blog, and then you can see that one's there, right? And I can hit add task, and now you can see all three of those tags are underneath there. And we're going to talk about, you say, well, why would you add multiple tags? One of the reasons why you want to do that, the main reason why you want to add multiple tags, is that each tag provides a piece of context about what the task is about. And the more pieces of context you have, when you start getting a lot of tasks, it becomes harder and harder to manage them and to see exactly what you want to see. The more tags, as long as they're useful tags, that's the key. They have to be effective and useful, something you'll use consistently. If you do that, what will happen is, having these multiple tags on a task, on your tasks, excuse me, will allow you to filter them much easier. And I'm going to show you how to filter on tags in a little bit. Okay, so I went through and pre-populated some additional tags in here. I'm going to quickly show you how to do some filtering to make your tag usage more effective. So I'm going to come down here, click the plus button here for filters. I'm going to give my filter a name. So this filter I'm going to use, I'm going to create a filter that shows me all the tasks that require my computer. So I'm going to give it the name computer. I'm going to hit tab to go to the next level. I'm going to put in the tag, starting with um, the @ symbol and then the name. And then I will add it to favorites so we can see it. I'll click add. Here you go. And you can see here, computer. And when I click it, you can see that the screen shows me only the tasks that require my computer. So this is handy, like when you know you're gonna be sitting in front of a computer for a couple hours and you just want to know everything that you need to knock out on the computer. Now you have a list of tasks, you can just work through them. So that's one way of sort of slicing and dicing your tasks. If I can learn how to talk. Let's say I want to do everything on my computer. That's going to take 30 minutes. So I can actually go down here again, click the plus button for filters. I'll call this 30-minute computer. And the way I make this one is I used computer again, right? I use the and symbol, and I use the @ symbol, and then 30 min. And I will add that to favorites as well. Click OK. And as you can see, this one only has one item that is both on my computer, requires my computer, excuse me, and is going to take about 30 minutes in length. So the value of this is that you can get really sophisticated in terms of how you use your tags in filters. These labels, you can create filters that use labels, due dates, projects, and then within your labels, you can have things like duration. You can really start to customize how you filter your content. And think of it as, if you're familiar with OmniFocus, they have this concept of perspectives. Filters are essentially perspectives in Todoist. And when you leverage them with labels, you really create a very powerful view slicing and dicing tool for being able to see exactly what you want to see based on a variety of criteria. Well, I hope this tutorial is helpful for you. If you liked this video, please click the like button. It does help my channel out. If you want to see more videos about how to learn things, or you're just looking to learn, whether it's Todoist, and which actually I'm going to link up to above me, I have a tutorial on Todoist, a beginner's guide, if you will, that will take you through every part of Todoist. And if you're just getting started with Todoist, I really recommend you watch that video. It teaches you everything. It teaches you a little about filtering. It teaches you about labels. It teaches you about all the different views you get with Todoist, as well as subtasks and how subtasks work. So check that video out. And if you like the, again, subscribe if you like the channel. And if you want to be notified when I release videos, please click the bell. Thanks.